Hey guys, it's Lauren and Brian, and today we're going to show you how to make my refried bean soup. But Lauren's going to make it. I've made this probably 1,000 times. Amazing dish we eat in our house. But today you're going to figure out how to make my refried bean soup.
Awesome.
Watch the video. We're going to show you how. Hey everyone, Brian and Lauren.
Hey.
What's up today, Lauren?
Oh, you know.
Back in the kitchen. So we're going to do some really fun stuff today. It's getting towards soup season. And what's good with soup? Grilled cheese.
Everything.
So today we're going to do some soup and grilled cheese videos. We're also going to do some instructional cooking videos, which is going to be kind of fun. But I'm really excited about our first recipe we're going to do today, because we're going to do a soup recipe, which I showed you a second ago.
Yeah.
That is literally anybody can do this recipe. I'm going to have Lauren do it because Lauren's never cooked this. I've probably done this 1,000 times.
Because if anyone can do it.
Exactly. So we're going to do it. So today's video is going to be a little different. Lauren's actually going to be cooking it, so I'm going to let her take over, and I'm actually going to be just kind of on the side here. I have the recipe actually written down, even though I know it by heart. We're making a conscious effort to write stuff down.
Yep.
So we're going to get to work. I call this my refried bean soup.
Nice. I like it.
Great ingredients, and we're going to get to work. So here we go, Lauren.
All right.
So we're going to start with...
We've got garlic and onion. Okay, so pretty much any recipe that uses these, you want to start with those, right? Saute them first because they need to soften. I'm going to add some lime juice now.
So the recipe calls for lime juice later on, but since going plant-based, we try to always find, we're not completely oil-free, but anytime we can find a way to not use oil, we try to do that. So this is a great way to get that lime flavor in without using a lot of oil. We're going to add some later as well. So look how nice that's just browning up. That's perfect. That bottom like that, that's exactly what we want to see, because that's going to make, we're going to scrape that and put that in the soup. It's going to be delicious. Yum.
Garlic and onion.
It's already smelling good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So notice how Lauren and I have everything set up over here. This is called, what's it called, Lauren?
It's called mise en place.
Mise en place. Mise en place, depending on like what nationality you are or what language you speak. You probably call it, the French probably say it a little differently, right, than we do.
Much fancier.
Much fancier, yeah. So we've got it all. All mise en place means is to put everything in its place and get ready to go. And that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to do a video after this to show you how we do mise en place, how we set up to cook, and how everybody should do it at home too. So that looks good. I think that's perfect. We're ready to go.
Stuff.
So we're going to start adding in everything else now.
All right, so we've got some diced canned tomatoes.
Yep. You can use fresh tomatoes for this too, Lauren, but I like the diced kind. I think it just gives the soup a better flavor.
Do they use a different kind or the same?
Yeah, those are with green chili in them.
Green chilies, okay.
So I like to use a little bit with green chili in them.
The fire roasted kind.
This is one red pepper. And then we're going to do, I use frozen corn, so we're going to do like a cup of frozen corn.
Nice. Mix that in a little bit.
Oh yeah, and so that all that brown on the bottom is now going to get into that soup. It's going to be yummy. Anybody can do this at home, and you don't have to use these exact ingredients either. But these are just like everyday ingredients that almost everybody has. That looks delicious. And then we're going to add a little bit more lime juice. So we're going to give it another another scream of lime juice, another squeeze of lime juice. There we go.
No. Okay.
That's what we're going to do from now on, Lauren. Every time we use a lime, we're going to give it a scream.
I really need a sound effects board.
I like it.
let's give it a scream of lime juice, which translates into a tablespoon of lime juice.
Approximately is their official measurements.
Is the season.
So we're going to go with our seasonings now. Now feel free to experiment with this, but the seasonings we're going to use today are some cumin. Actually, that's the Rocky Mountain chili powder. You can start with that.
We'll start with the chili powder.
Tablespoon of chili powder, or Rocky Mountain chili blend from Fool's Gold is what I would recommend.
Here's your cumin.
Yeah, so we're going to do a teaspoon of cumin.
Is it cumin?
Cumin.
It cumin?
It's cumin, and coriander is the whole bean part of it. So we're going to go with a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, or oregano, or thyme, or whatever you have.
Okay.
And for you, Lauren, today, the recipe normally calls for a teaspoon of cayenne pepper.
Oh.
Just for you, see this big word here? It says Omitted. See that huge word?
Omitted.
Omitted in
Because
capital
Lauren's
letters.
a pansy.
Because I'm gonna try. Yes, I'm gonna try not to like get Lauren like all flame today. So
Appreciate it.
smoked salt, very
Smoked
important.
salt.
Smoked salt, Fool's Gold smoked salt. We're using cherrywood salt today,
Okay.
which I think is delicious.
It's my
Want some-
favorite.
And
want
then
some
we're gonna
peppermint?
add some cracked black pepper.
Okay.
Give that like, I don't know. I think since we didn't put some cayenne in, maybe a little bit more than normal, so like maybe a teaspoon. Oh, what's that? Like 10 turns
We'll,
approximately.
we'll find out.
Yeah, so we're going to
Something
give that
like
a go. And the one thing to note about this recipe is the only vegetable in this that's actually going to be kind of harder is the, once it's all cooked down and everything, is the red pepper.
Yeah.
And that's on purpose because it gives it just like a little bit of crunch,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay.
And so you do that on purpose. So you can use like bottled red peppers or something for that. I
Sure.
prefer the fresh and give it like just a little bit of fresh kind of crunch. It makes the soup taste a little fresher, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's perfect. So we're going to turn this up a little bit now that we have some ingredients in here.
Okay.
And then I think we're ready. We got that cooked
All
down
right.
a little bit, Lauren. So now is the best part. We're going to actually make a soup out of this now. So we're going to add this basically would translate into a can of refried beans. This came from the tortilla factory that makes our vegan tortillas for our show.
Mm-hmm.
This is also vegan refried beans from the restaurant, but you can use a can. There's some great vegan options out there for vegan refried beans.
Yeah.
What do you like? What kind of vegan refried beans do you like, Lauren?
I get the canned kind. I couldn't tell you what brand
Yeah,
it is, but it's
so there's-
it's pretty easy to find nowadays.
Yeah.
And what makes it a vegan refried bean?
So it doesn't have lard in
No
it,
lard
which is
in
the
it.
main reason. Especially with Mexican restaurants, if you go and order beans, just know most Mexican restaurants are going to make them with lard. So
Yeah.
ask them if they have
It's the traditional.
vegan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to let those people know that are
Yeah.
just now starting in their plant-based journeys.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And lard, number one, is not, it's not at all vegan. It's not plant-based. Plus, it's not really that great for you. So we,
like-
even if you aren't plant-based or vegan, I highly recommend using vegan refried beans.
Right, better for
Right?
your health
Yeah.
overall.
Yes. Oh, look how
There's
nice this is.
melting
their
down
choices.
nice.
Yeah.
That's right.
Look how nice this is.
Get nice
Lauren, is this something that
consistency.
you're gonna make that you'd make for your 2 and 5-year-old?
Hell yeah.
This is amazing.
This is a great, like, if you have leftover, like, I often have half a pepper.
Yes.
Or, like,
right.
half an onion or whatever you could add.
Yep. This is looking great.
All right,
This is
like,
looking.
nice and...
You could stop here and
Okay.
like add some like tapioca flour or some
Oh,
or
to,
arrowroot and make like
thicken
a
it up a little
burrito
bit?
filling,
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah.
would make an amazing burrito filling right here, right?
Just like a chip dip.
Yeah,
You just
so I'm
eat
going
it
to
like
turn that chip dip would be amazing. So now,
add-
the recipe that I normally use calls for now vegetable stock. So we're going to use about like a cup of vegetable stock.
Okay.
And now we're going to start to make a soup out of it. So we're going to pour that in and stir that around. The recipe does, notice we've got some rice here. The recipe does not call for rice, but I had some leftover rice. So just put it in there. Now notice how it's starting to make into a soup. See how nice and like creamy and soupy that is now? That's exactly what we want. I've been making this for literally years, and I always think it's a really nice dish. You can put other stuff into it. You can do it with regular beans. You don't have to use refried beans, but the refried beans give it like that creaminess.
Yeah.
You know?
This is a Brian Rogers original.
Yes, ma'am. And then we're going to add whatever rice you have. We're going to just put it in.
Leftover
We have a
rice.
little Mexican leftover rice we're going to throw in there.
Nice.
Again, not part of the recipe, but I think just gives it a little bit of a nice flavor. And this doesn't need to, this is good the next day, but you can eat this right away, and the flavors are already in there.
Yeah.
This isn't the kind of soup that kind of gets better with time. It kind of will still taste the same. It's not one of the like marinade overnight and it's next day soup.
Yeah.
This is good, which makes it a great quick dish too.
Totally. Will that take like 5 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, so we're almost done here. And in fact, the next step to this is just let that sit there for a minute, and we're gonna come up to our table and we're gonna taste this. So
All right.
that's literally it. That's
Cool.
refried bean soup.
I
So
like it.
come over to the island, and we're gonna see how it tastes. Okay, here we go, Lauren. Back at the island, and it's time to eat.
All right.
Are you ready?
My
So
favorite part.
what I like to garnish it with is a little cilantro. I like some fresh cut onions, some hot sauce. This is I really like this sour cream. We normally make our own sour cream out of like tofu and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna buy a sour cream, I think this Tofiti, I think it is, makes a really nice sour cream. Have you had that kind?
Tofutti is like the OG
Yeah,
plant-based sour cream.
it's really good.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
I
it's
love
good.
it. And for this dish, we're just gonna do a little bit. So you can use whatever you want though. Like what would you garnish this with probably if you were at home?
I might make like a cashew, like a thick cashew cream.
Ooh, that sounds
for it.
good.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Okay, so we're gonna dish this out. Let me go, hold that bowl up for me, Lauren, for a second. Let me dish some of this into there. We're going to give us both a nice amount here. The reason we're using such small bowls is because we have 4 other dishes to eat today. And we all like leftovers
We
to
must
take home.
eat everything.
When we actually eat our own food.
We do.
We don't just like work in like this test kitchen.
It doesn't just look nice.
No, we actually all take doggy bags home and eat when we like at night. Like tonight, my wife will get home and say, like, what are we having tonight?
What'd you make?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you do the same. You take every time we cook, you take stuff
totally.
home, and
That's
Kim takes
dinner.
stuff home, and all right. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna garnish
awesome.
mine with a little sour cream.
Good call.
Cilantro. I know you have a love-hate relationship with cilantro. Lauren,
I do.
So you may not want any cilantro.
That's all right. Today
Today, I'm gonna do a
we'll
little
say
bit
okay,
of
cilantro.
onion for me, and then for me, I don't do anything soupy without a little fool's gold
Nothing
Need that
soupy.
heat.
hot sauce. So I'm gonna put just a little bit of hot sauce in mine right here,
Mm.
like so.
Here you go.
All right, so let's taste this and try.
Okay.
All right, you ready for this, Lauren?
Let's try
So
this.
you're the stirry, like stir it up and mix it up type, or you're the kind that
Little.
just, yeah, I am too. Like, let's,
I'm just busy. I'm
Yeah, I
just like
know.
a busybody.
all right, you ready? Here we go.
Good combination of like the cold
Mm-hmm. That's really good, isn't it?
and the hot. Yeah.
Mm.
Really good.
Do you like how that red pepper gives you like that little crunch, like we talked about?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's so delicious. Guys, you gotta try this. Great dish. Would it take us like 20
5
minutes? 5 minutes for the cooking?
Or 20,
20.
you know.
5 or 20, either way, whatever. It's a quick dish. So, try it. We'll see you on the next video.